Every day, I was living for me and me alone. Football was my God. I was living to fulfill my own desires. Because all I wanted to do was live for myself. Growing up, I had goals. 1 was to be the best linebacker in the entire nation. 2 was to have huge universities offer me full-ride scholarships. And 3 was to one day play in the NFL. I ended up having to have 3 surgeries to repair the damage that was done to my foot. I was 19 years old. I fell into a deep depression. I turned to alcohol, drugs, women. Everything I was doing was to try to fill the hurt that I had in my life. For 2 years, I lived my life like this. But I got so mad and so angry. I had nowhere to point my anger and frustration. I got mad at God. And I can't believe that you would take away the only thing that I've ever loved. And I made a conscious decision to turn my back on God that day. The reality is, I was lost. I didn't know where to go. I knew that everything that I had been doing was wrong. I didn't know where to go. I picked up my phone and I called my dad. He had no idea what type of life that I was living when I was gone. And I just began to tell my dad everything that I was doing. And when I got done, I just waited. I could hear that my dad was crying. And the first words my dad said to me was, "TW, I love you. But more importantly than that, God still loves you." I said, "Dad, how can God still love me? After I purposefully ran away from him, how can he still love me?" And he answered, "TW, that's grace and that's mercy. And that's exactly who our God is." This is where God's love and mercy and grace became alive in my life. And at that point, I realized the life of sin that I was living, all the drugs and the alcohol and all of those things, it didn't matter, because the whole time that I was running away from God, he was just waiting for me to turn around so he could run to me. And when I realized that this whole time God was waiting for me, I said, "This is what I need." And I turned around and I got on my knees and I just said, "Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the things that I've done, for all the times that I've messed up. And if you'll take all this away from me, if you'll take my addictions away and change my life, then I'll give the rest of my life to you. I'll give you everything." And that's exactly what he did. Here I am now, 8 years later, traveling around the world, telling people about Jesus, completely free of all those things that used to hold on to my life. He's a good father. He was just waiting to run to me.